Why, you guys, Mark Zuckerberg has scary, scary news coming his way after he just admitted this about censorship and Donald Trump. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss none of the new videos that I post. Let's get right to it.
Ago, Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, announcing they are changing their policies to focus on free speech. CEO Mark Zuckerberg saying this.
We're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US.
Wow, this is a big deal. Changes include ending its third-party fact-checking program and lifting restrictions on topics such as immigration and gender identity.
Well, is there anything more important to talk about? Also, until
So, really quick, guys, this may be something you don't know, but Biden pushed for this. Biden pushed for the censorship, during the election time, so you don't go out and really research what Kamala is saying because a lot of her numbers were fabricated. Donald Trump goes over there, goes on live, and he says they're eating the cats and dogs, and then everybody's like, "Oh, he's crazy." News breaks, they're eating the cats and dogs, right? I'm just saying, this guy now he's trying to play in line, so he doesn't have to bite the dust. Let's keep going, guys.
now, Meta used automated systems to scan for violations, but found they resulted in too much censorship. So, from now on, they'll focus on tackling illegal and severe violations like terrorism, fraud, to name a few.
And he's literally admitting to censoring free speech. This wouldn't have changed if Trump didn't win. Just letting you guys know, this wouldn't have changed if Trump didn't win. Let's keep going, man. I'm sorry. Hit the subscribe button. Let's keep it going.
Joining us right now to name one, a Fox and Friends exclusive, Meta's Chief Global Affairs Officer, Joel Kaplan, joins us live here on the couch. Joel, welcome.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks,
Thank
Steve.
you,
Great
Joel.
to be here on the couch on Fox and Friends.
It's great to
Glad
have
you're
you
here.
Okay, so you are announcing these big changes as of 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
If you're making big changes, does that mean you were doing something wrong before?
Look, this is a great opportunity for us to reset the balance in favor of free expression. As Mark says in that video, what we're doing today is we're getting back to our roots in free expression. There's a number of changes we're making, but if I could, and just highlight three.
Yep.
First is, as you heard, we're eliminating the third-party fact-checking system.
Just because we're on the word change, I have to say it. You're not changing because you had a change of heart, right? You're changing because there's a new sheriff in the town, right? Donald Trump. And he's not playing with the BS, man. He's about to solve this. Everything. He's about to solve this. Let's keep going, man.
Well-intentioned at the outset, but there's just been too much political bias in what they choose to fact-check and how, so we're just scrapping it
You
entirely.
said they, what do you mean? You mean you?
The fact checkers.
You set up but they're yours.
Well,
right?
so the idea was they're independent fact checkers, but they've just been too biased. And so what we're going to do instead is adopt a system like X has of community notes. So we're just going to rely on our own community of users to provide people more information about what they're seeing. And we think that's going to work
So
great.
give us an example. If the headline is Donald Trump won the presidency, then anyone in the community can write notes underneath it?
Yeah, great question. So somebody can write a note, and then the way it works is different people on the platform can sort of vote on that note. And if you get people who usually disagree, who all say, yeah, that sounds right, then that note gets put on the post and people see it. X has been doing it for a while. We think it's working really well, and we're going to adopt that system.
So, and what are the other ones? I know you want to go.
Yeah, thank you. So the second one is about the rules that govern content on our platform. They've just become too restrictive over time about what people can say, including about those kind of sensitive topics that you mentioned that people want to discuss and debate: immigration, trans issues, gender. We want to make it so that, bottom line, if you can say it on TV, you can say it on the floor of Congress, you certainly ought to be able to say it on Facebook and Instagram without fear of censorship. So we're changing those rules. And then the last thing, if I could, we're also going to change how we enforce the rules. And we're going to make it so that there's way less over-enforcement and way fewer mistakes that actually make up the vast majority of censorship that people experience on our platforms. So big changes.
Trump's not even inaugurated yet, guys, and he has these people scared. They're trying to reverse everything they did now, and maybe he won't see. Maybe he won't see, right? That's the game they're going to try to play. Maybe he didn't notice. Maybe they didn't know. You know, YouTube has it pretty good. There's a lot of conservatives on here that speak. I had a few buddies, Trace, okay, Rick, the name, Explain America. There's a lot of people on here. Marcus Russell show. There's a lot of people on here. But what I'm trying to get to you guys is they're trying to reverse everything that they did, and I don't think this damage can be reversed. A lot of people smiled in his face, talked bad about him when he turned his back. You know, hey, and Trump has a lot to do now. Keep going, guys.
Is all in service of getting us back to our values of free expression.
So, Joe,
our
I guess the
founding
big question is where the change is coming from. Because, I mean, it's hard not to notice there's been a change in Mark Zuckerberg. You've seen him as, respectfully, the nerdy kid change over to the jujitsu. He's put on some lean muscle. His viewpoints have changed. His posting content, when he does speak, he's taking a meeting with Trump, taking a different stance on certain things. Are these changes coming from him or from what the public is saying?
There's no question that the things that happen at Meta are coming from Mark. But there's also no question that there has been a change over the last 4 years. We saw a lot of societal and political pressure all in the direction of more content moderation, more censorship. And we've got a real opportunity now. We've got a new administration and a new president coming in who are big defenders of free expression.
So you're admitting that you're scared. This conversation would have not been brought about if Trump didn't win the election. If Kamala Harris was in there, it would have been LGBTQ or however it is. It would have been all on Facebook. They probably would have changed the logo to that, which is not a problem. But come on, man, you're forcing stuff down people's throat that they don't want. You're censoring everything that you say against something like that. How is that okay? When we gonna get to the root of the problem? That's why these people are trying to fall in line. Everybody that did wrong, even these judges. The judge even said, "Hey, Trump, not to get off topic, but Trump, we're not going to censor you, but this has to hit your record." He's trying to get something, so it doesn't look like he's just following in line. It's not too obvious. That's what these guys are doing. Everybody is scared. Everybody's following in suit.
And that makes a difference. One of the things we've experienced is that when you have a U.S. president and administration that's pushing for censorship, it just makes it open season for other governments around the world that don't even have the protections of the First Amendment to really put pressure on U.S. companies. We're going to work with President Trump to push back on that kind of thing around the world.
So, Joel, why now? I know you said it's a change, but did you feel restricted over the last 4 years? And this is the first time it's in your business interest to express this quest for freedom?
Well, there's no question that there's an opportunity here with a new president taking office, as I said, who really believes in free expression. And that's just going to give us the space to get back to those values that Mark has talked about for a long. Mark gave a big speech 6 years ago at Georgetown about free expression, about these values. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of political and societal pressure here and around the world that have pushed away from those values. We've got a real opportunity to reset, get back to them, and really provide a space for free expression.
How was the Biden administration putting pressure on you specifically? Were they calling where they didn't like a post? What did they say, take it down?
Yeah, so Mark talked about this in a letter he sent to the House Judiciary Committee a few months ago. That sort of outlined the way in which we got a lot of pressure around COVID in particular to take down more content, even things like humor and satire about the pandemic and about vaccines. So we did experience that kind of pressure. The decisions we made ultimately were our own, but there's a real opportunity here with President Trump coming into office with his commitment to free expression for us to get back to those values and really provide space for people to have the kind of discourse and debate they want to have.
Would you?
That's exactly what I was waiting for, guys. So basically, whoever's in political power, these guys sit there and they kneel down. That's what I keep trying to tell you guys. Everybody is trying to reverse what they did, because Trump, they see him as someone that's not going to play nice, not going to play by any rules. He's going to get the job done. I don't see any problem with that. Someone that's very blunt, that you don't play with, is someone that needs to be in office, guys, and that's coherent. That's not walking up the stairs. Let me know what you guys think about this quick video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and we out.